And we are back. My computer tells me. And my computer is always right, so... Alright, so you guys were going to go after those informants. So let me tell you about the informants. You remember your old friends, the Ink Rakes, right?
Hey, how could we forget them?
Where did Chris go?
He was never here.
He was never here.
Flash bomb.
Well, crap. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's back. He's back. So yeah, your old friends, the Ink Rakes. They, of course, it makes logical sense, would have informants, since they publish newspapers. So they have basically dock workers. They've got a select group of dock workers down at the docks who report to them, you know, what sort of shipments came in, who just left town. Important information like that only they would have, or they would be the first ones to have access to. And maybe the only ones to have access to. Yeah, and then they, you know, report to the Ink Rakes what they found out. So those are the informants. You can find out their, like... What?
So are we all ready for our war against fake news?
Yeah, it's about to happen.
Yep. Well, actually, it's the real news.
No, it's fake news.
So if
it's fake news now.
I was about to say, if you guys take it over, it could be fake news, you know, but yeah. So yeah, the main informant guy who, you know, most of this stuff goes through is named Chief Helker, who is one of the major dock worker people. I don't know what you call a major dock worker person. He's a senior docker. That's what the book says. A senior docker.
A dock master or something?
Yeah. And he's sort of their guy.
Chief Helper.
And he is played by Donald Trump. No. He is played by Jimmy Smits.
All right.
So, that's the informants. That's what you know about them.
How do the Ink Rakes keep the informants? They just pay them?
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as you know, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, how are you going to do this score? What's that going to be?
Let's see. Burglary, espionage, robbery, sabotage. We're a sabotage group, I think. If I remember right.
What now?
The crews specialize in different kinds of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we were a sabotage crew.
Well, we're second story. Wouldn't that be more thief?
Or espionage? Was it espionage we ended up going with?
Where would that be on our crew sheet?
It's like right in the middle on the right-hand side. It's called Hunting Grounds.
So I wrote down that you are... Nope, I didn't write down anything. You picked Night Market, and then I don't think you ever decided.
That might be the case. But we do pick one, right?
Yeah, you do pick one.
And what's that designate?
It gives you a free downtime action when you do one of those activities to set up.
Oh, okay.
To set up one of those activities. But really, what you're looking at is the types of scores. So you could assault them and kill them all, or you know, force them to work for you.
Well, based on the last one, I think we should have gone assassin. But
you know, you could trick them somehow, deception. You could do social. I can't think of how stealth or transport would make sense, but if anybody's got an idea, that could totally work.
Let's see. What's transport? Is it literally just transporting something?
Smuggling?
Yeah, usually just smuggling
Okay.
or whatnot. Yeah, you pick the route as your detail, so I'm not sure how that would.
Okay.
Are we any good at deception?
I think Timothy has something. He's got 2 sway,
Yeah.
so Timothy is.
We can try deception. What we're doing is making the ink boys or whatever,
The ink rakes.
the ink rakes, think the information coming from them is bad. So make the ink rakes actually kind of attack them or go after them. You know, as the journalists attack the dock workers.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come to their aid, their protection.
They could drop them though if they are giving them wrong information.
Yeah, but that could be the plan. I mean, that could work too if
Right.
if they got
That's kind of the idea.
if they got wrong information, then ink rakes would be like, well, fuck off, and then you could walk in and say, hey, we'll take over. We'll give you money like they used to do.
Yep. We could also intercept ink rake payments and just make it look like the ink rakes are paying their dues.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think either of those ideas is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Not
with,
sure what that would be.
I'm
but-
good with either one. It just sort of depends on.
Well, I figured point of attack would probably be intercepting their payments.
For an assault.
Yes.
Because
We're actually going against their people.
Well, I was going to say, if you were actually trying to stop payments by killing the people bringing the payment, yeah, that would definitely be assault.
But then maybe transportation.
So I don't think we're necessarily doing that way, but
It could be robbery.
Yeah, both of these plans sound like deception to me.
yeah, it could be like
Okay.
yeah. I was thinking more B&E for like taking the payments. But-
Yeah, but I think that falls into
deception
the overall
is fine.
plan too, the B&E. I
Yeah.
mean, that's part of the deception.
Yeah, I was just saying no point of attack for this. Please.
So let's do deception then.
Which is method, I think, right? That's the detail.
It is.
Which we've given 2 methods now.
It is.
Right. So yeah, it's kind of up to you guys which method you want to go with. I mean, it's your plan.
Okay.
Truthfully, I am actually liking now more the money aspect. Because we could then take the money and then use that money to pay for them.
And then pay
them,
them with
still
ink
get
rakes
some-
money.
Yeah. They can
Yeah.
still get some money out of it.
And the ink rakes hate us anyway, so
Right. They're gonna hate us. Come this.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
they're going to give us bad bread reviews.
So the plan is to steal the ink rakes money before
The
they pay
payments.
them,
Yeah.
and then go to the dock workers and be like,
We'll pay you.
"Hey, I don't know what happened, but we got this money here, and we'd be happy to pay you."
Exactly.
Mhm.
All right.
They're like, hey, we noticed the ink rakes haven't been making their payments. We can pay you.
Or maybe even, so the ink rakes, they're going to have a problem making your payments from now on.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just predicting it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be weird.
Yeah. So maybe All right. So in that case, I think the next thing to do is choose load. I don't know if you had any downtime actions you wanted to take, or I'm sorry, not downtime. Any gather information to figure out some details.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd like to figure out like where they keep their payments and like when they deliver them
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Who delivers them? What route they take?
Right, who they deliver it to. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there any kind of schedule or a regular payoff, something like that?
So I'd like to know that stuff before we go.
Sure. So who wants to do that?
Well, most of that's following people. So unless somebody else wants to do it, I'm good at locating people. In theory.
In theory.
Yeah.
Roles can ruin everything, but
That's what they do.
but I'm good about gathering information about locations and movements and finding people.
Okay.
With that being seen.
All right. So Shane, it's super convenient, but the dock area is also where Ink Lane is,
Oh,
which is where the newspapers are printed.
convenient.
So, it's all in the same neighborhood.
All right.
So if you want to, I don't know, follow the ink rakes around until one of them goes and makes a payment, or do you want to try to follow the dock workers first, or?
I'll probably follow the dock workers, just because if they notice me, there won't be immediate hostility.
Okay.
Whereas the ink rakes already dislike us.
Right.
They'll assume something's going on.
Right. All right. So, let me take a look at one thing.
I'm going with a light load in this instance.
Okay. Well, I guess we haven't gotten to that point yet because we're still doing gather
Yeah.
information, but yeah. So yeah, again, those gather information questions on your character sheet
Okay.
makes sense. Some of them do.
How can I find the payments?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That makes sense to me. So, yeah, and you're just hunting? Is that what I'm
Yeah.
hearing? Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Sounds like controlled standard to me because while the ink rakes are your enemies, they're not like actively looking for you.
Right.
They would question if you were hanging around their store, but you're
Yes.
actually following the dock workers to them, so it wouldn't be a big deal to say,
Okay.
yep, they're heading down that way. I won't walk towards the newspaper.
Anyone want to give an assist?
I give it a shot.
Okay. So it's just one stress.
Yep, one stress for you, Danny, to give him an assist. I'm assuming that's how are you helping? I won't make an assumption. You tell me.
Just so he can have more eyes in different locations.
Okay.
Controlled.
And do you want to push yourself?
In this case, I
bargain?
am trying to locate somebody, so I should get the +1 effect, right?
I believe so, yes. Well, how's it read again?
It reads, when you gather information to locate a target.
Yeah. Sounds like that's exactly what you're doing.
All right. So, click.
Did you crit?
I haven't rolled
Oh,
yet.
no. Okay, that was your last time that you
That
rolled.
was my last one. I did not crit, but I got a 5.
You got a 5, which is still a success.
And the effect is great.
Because you improved the effect.
Right.
Nice. So, all right.
I find people. That's what I do.
Mm-hmm.
What's Char Hollow again? Char Hollow.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Huh. Okay. I'm trying to decide here because you rolled a 5. So you have a minor consequence, a minor complication, reduced effect, lesser harm, or in a risky position. But it's a gather information roll, so I don't really feel like many of those apply. So I'm kind of thinking just going with a reduced effect, which would put you back at standard.
Okay.
Which doesn't really change the information you would have found out. Well, I mean, you find out less, but you still find out the information. I was going to say Chief Helker. So the problem is it's infrequent when they pay them. It's
Okay.
whenever the dock workers have information for them, really, is when they pay them. So it's pretty infrequent, when it does happen. But what he does is he goes to a certain tattooist. He goes to a tattoo shop,
Mhm.
and an ink rake arrives at the same time.
Okay.
And you don't know what happens inside. Maybe they get matching tattoos. Who knows?
Okay.
But that's the only time that they're really together, that they're ever seen together,
Okay.
is at this tattoo shop.
Okay.
So,
That means the ink rink must have it on him.
right. So, does this still sound like deception to you guys, or?
Yeah, I mean, I can still lift his coin purse or whatever.
I'm thinking of mugging.
A mugging? I mean, right? That totally works. That was the other thing I was going to tell you was it's a different ink rake.
Okay.
Like it's
Not
just
always the same one.
yeah, it's just sort of whoever's available.
But it's the same place.
Yeah, but it's the same place.
What about the dock workers? They're always the same dock worker?
Yeah, it's always Chief Helker who does it. Who does it.
Okay.
He gets the information from other people, but he's sort of the main contact for them. So, I guess choose your load is the next part. And then we'll make an engagement roll, which will be cool.
I'll go light. Don't want to look like a thug when I'm walking through the street.
I was gonna say you're walking through the streets, probably.
Okay, I'll go light too.
Depends on how
Yeah.
you're approaching it. All right.
So I can try to just pick his pocket, basically, and we can always mug him if that doesn't work out.
Yeah. Okay, so for the engagement roll, you're going to start with 1 die for luck. Is the operation particularly bold or daring?
No.
I mean, I don't think so. It's just a mugging, really.
Particularly bold or daring? No,
Yeah.
not really.
Is it overly complex or contingent on many factors? I mean, I don't think so.
This is about as simple as you get.
Right. If the mugging doesn't work, you go, okay, I guess we try next time. I mean,
Right.
so that doesn't affect it. Does the plans?
If we can't mug a journalist, I retire.
Right. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Kind of. I mean, it isn't. Journalists aren't known for being, good combatants.
But not just that, they don't have a lot of influence. Their power is more, the journalist getting information, not walking down the street. He doesn't have a lot of bodyguards.
Yeah, I was gonna think. I mean, I was thinking, what you're really doing is you're removing some of their sources,
Right.
and that's journalism, and that's a vulnerability of them. And
Yes.
it doesn't hit them where they're
Not true.
weakest, but it is
No, but
something
it
that would
hits them in
affect
something
them.
they need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say that's plus. That's an additional die. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight?
The spy certainly could.
Absolutely.
Now, she's a noble spy, so I don't know if that's something she really have much information about.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah, she wouldn't necessarily.
that's debatable.
Yeah,
as a spy, potentially, but as a noble spy, not necessarily.
Right. Yeah, I don't think she doesn't hang out with the low dock workers necessarily, so she doesn't.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Griggs.
Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? Take -1 die.
Does anybody else have a contact that would be applicable?
I don't think my corpse thief helps in this.
But you've got a barkeep, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a
Danny?
barkeep.
Depending on where
He probably
And his
knows
bar.
lots of people at the docks.
He knows a lot of dock workers, but he is actually at a different neighborhood.
Okay. That's what I was curious about.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
he does
the
know a
Rose.
lot of dock workers, but I'm not sure how that
I don't know.
helps.
Even the
'cause-
Rose really would.
What if he were to introduce me to the dock workers and I go about finding out what kind of deal the Inkrix Scout have with them and see if we can provide any sort of sweeter deal? It's a two-pronged attack. We offer them a better deal and then make sure that the Inkrix can't live up to their obligations.
I could see it. I'm thinking that might just be a gather information role with him to find out exactly, I mean, what the terms of their deal is,
Mhm.
just so you can go in with better terms. So yeah, if you wanted to do a gather information, I would. That would make sense to me.
Okay. What is a gather information?
Well, it's
I don't think I've heard that
no, it's
before.
whatever skill you want to use,
Oh, okay.
but
And then you ask one of the questions.
yeah, which in this case the question would be, what is their actual deal?
What's the deal?
Yeah. What is,
What
what is the
okay.
deal?
I guess I am consorting with him.
With Martin. That's your name and your contact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the Leaky Bucket.
Yep.
All right.
It does sound like a dockside bar.
Yeah. Is this risky or controlled?
Controlled
Okay.
and standard effect.
Being as he is my go-to guy, do I get a bonus dice for using him?
Yep.
Huh.
He
That's not terribly impressive.
No, it really isn't. He talks to his his people, and I just want to make sure of something. Let's see. Yeah. He doesn't have great information. The dock workers, of course, talk to him. I mean, he's a bartender. Of course, dock workers talk to him. But for some reason, they don't ever talk about the Inkreg thing. And when he brings it up, they kind of don't like to talk about. I mean, they kind of change the subject on him. So he's not able to find out anything particular. Like he could point you
Okay.
to some dock workers who, clammed up. So they're probably involved, but couldn't tell you what the information you were seeking. So in that case, I'm going to say he doesn't count on the engagement roll because he didn't help you.
Okay.
Okay.
He tried, but he didn't. So yeah, I think that's it. You get 2 dice.
Boo.
Who wants to roll it?
Let's have Chris roll it. He has the hot hand tonight.
Do I?
You keep rolling sixes.
How did I do 2 dice again?
It's just do a fortune roll on the character sheet. There's a fortune roll button.
Dice 2.
Yeah, do 2, and then on the notes field, just put engagement roll. That is the roll that you have made.
I've made that roll.
You sure did. And I'm looking on the wrong thing. Here we go.
There we go.
All right. So, you guys have put your plan into action. You've got some kid who you have hired to tell you when Chief Helker, is leaving to go to that place. But you guys are, of course, following the ink rakes because you're going to mug him.
Right.
Whoever he is.
I'm going to try to pick his pocket first, but yeah.
Yeah.
So mugging's a backup plan.
Sure. So you guys are, more on the ink rake side of town going towards the tattooist shop. And you do see an ink rake leave and go, start heading that direction. She's a short blonde woman wearing fairly nice clothes for the area. Not great, but tries to put on a little bit of appearance in case she needs to interview someone, or make
breaking news.
Make a good impression. Yeah. And you guys are right there ready to mug her, except right when you've got, or not mug her, but you're on right. You're on a fairly busy street. I mean, these are the docks. They're busy. And you see several of Blue Coat patrols in the area. What do you do?
I'm still gonna, try to sidle up close enough to get a hand in her. Does she have a coin purse, or is it like just in her bag?
She's got. Let me think. What would a journalist carry? She's probably got a bag.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Is she gonna pass by any carts or anything like that loaded with stuff?
Sure.
Can I do a tinkering roll to make sure one of the wheels falls off?
On a cart?
Or just spin the horse even, yeah.
Just as to provide a distraction? Something for the cops to look at besides her?
Okay, so yeah, your intent is really to distract the cops.
So I'll get up into position and wait the distraction.
I was going to say, that actually sounds to me, Danny, like you're assisting the...
Yeah.
I can't talk now, all of a sudden. You're assisting the the pickpocketing. It sounds like. So, yeah, you can just spend stress, essentially, to do that.
Okay.
Just costs 1 stress to give a bonus die, and Shane is making the pickpocket.
That's specifically finesse, isn't it?
It can be other things.
I was thinking prowl could be appropriate because prowl's getting in close without being seen.
It can be other things. It just depends on how exactly you go about doing it. Default,
okay, so
it's got to be finesse.
Okay, so when he makes the distraction, I'm going to make sure that, we're like in a more crowded section, near, like some stands nearby. And I'm going to actually run into her.
Okay.
Enough to jostle her, not enough to knock her over. And, actually, yeah, enough to, knock the bag off her shoulder, and I'll pick it up and hand it back to her.
Wow.
That should give me a moment to actually get,
okay,
get the purse out.
So that still sounds like finesse to me because you don't want her to notice the handover.
Right. That's fine. I will push myself.
Or do you want a devil's bargain?
What would the devil's bargain be? Let's hear it.
Well, I'm kind of thinking that she notices. I mean, whether you get it or not. She's like, hey, but that doesn't seem super good.
I could just mow
No,
down.
no, hold on. I got it. So while you're stealing her bag, or attempting to do so, you steal some other papers in her bag as well,
Okay.
which she will desperately want back,
Okay.
and are the sort of thing that you shouldn't be seen with.
Well, that sounds interesting. Let's do that.
Okay.
All right. Let's roll my non-existent finesse.
You're getting a bonus dice from Timothy
Yep, and the Devil's Bargain.
and the Devil's Bargain.
This is risky.
It's going to be risky, and I think it's standard effect.
Okay. Four.
Well, you sure did get a 4, didn't you?
All right, got so much 4. We got all
A
the 4.
confirmed 4.
I crit that 4.
Okay.
That's a 4, damn it.
All right, so you totally get that purse from her. Not a purse, but her bag. You run into
Right.
her, not knock her over, but knock the bag off her shoulder. She's, a little taken aback there. You knock her glasses askew, which is the perfect opportunity to reach down and hand her bag back.
Yes, light one thing.
Light one thing. But the first thing she does after you hand her bag back, she's like, "Oh, thank you." Just
Apologies.
doing the
Clumsiness.
sort of social thing that you do when someone
Sure.
bumps into you. She's like, "Oh, thank you," and then immediately goes into her bag and starts looking through it.
All right, I will try to disappear at this point, which I'm actually good at.
And as you're doing that, she's kind of like she's looking up and is like, "Hey." So yeah, what do you do?
I'm gonna. It's crowded, right? So I'm gonna try to disappear into the crowd.
Disappear into the crowd. All right.
Yep.
Okay.
By the way,
Yeah.
can I get her name?
Yes, I can tell you her name as soon as
I
as soon as I make it up.
have some ideas for her.
Oh.
They do not involve the blade.
Okay. You have ideas for her that don't involve like a dissection table?
Exactly.
I've got plans for you, girl.
Edlin is not particularly happy. The group that hates us the most are the literate people. It just kind of bugs him.
Sure. No, that makes sense.
So he's going to try to turn them.
All right. Her name is Loria.
Loria?
Yeah.
Or Lariah?
May I suggest an actress?
Yeah, that was what I was thinking of. I am totally blanking on blonde actresses for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she seems to be Kristen Bell all along.
Okay. No, that works for me. Sure.
Hey, someone I actually know by name.
Yeah.
I do know who Brian Cox is. Took me a minute.
As soon as you see him, you know who he is because he's in everything. but
You've got to also know Jimmy Smith as soon as you see him.
Yeah, I knew him. I knew him.
Okay.
It was the French actress who I was like, what?
Sure, Kristen Bell. Yeah, Loria is her name.
I've read all of her articles.
Okay.
I of course read all of the papers, all of the and I just find it distasteful that people that read hate us.
They don't hate you specifically. They hate the type of crime that you do. Burglary is
Exactly.
just.
But maybe it's
Burglary is so much more damaging than just murder.
That's right. It's a violation
maybe-
of your personal space.
but maybe they'll appreciate it more if various documents that get burglared get passed to them.
Show up on their doorstep.
Yeah. All right. Vaughn, you were trying to escape.
I was trying to disperse the crowd, yes.
How are you going to do that?
Well, I'm just going to sort of, move quickly to get away, but then, just sort of walk, blend in, like, look through some things, pull my hat down. I'm going to try to be just, unseen.
So you're trying to be inconspicuous or actually try to, like, get way away from her?
Let's just go and get away. Let's just slip through alleyways
Okay.
and, like, get onto a nearby rooftop.
Okay.
We have that one hidden passages thing.
Yeah, and underground maps and stuff. So if there's one of those entrances nearby, I'll just, head towards that.
Look for a sewer opening.
But again, I'll use alleyways and whatnot to.
Once you get to a sewer opening, you could definitely, disappear into the things. But the problem is you're on a street,
Right.
with businesses and people all about. And it would look really
now I'm
weird if you picked up a sewer grate and shimmied into it, pulling it back on top of you.
Yeah, I'm just breaking line of sight
Nothing
right
to
now.
see here.
Right. All right. So that sounds risky, and I'm probably going to say limited because she is actively like, hey, and you're in a big crowd. So
Which should help with that.
it is, except she's looking at you. I mean, she is like watching you. So you're not just going to be able to like duck down but behind 2 or 3 people and then just slink away.
Sure.
I want to see you slink away. Slink away.
Slinky, slinky.
Ooh, can I use my do a
A
Go back in time?
flashback?
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can do a flashback.
Actually, no, I have this item on me. It's one of my items.
even
I've got
better.
a fine cover identity.
A fine cover identity. Okay. How is that gonna
So really, I just
play
need a few
into
seconds to put my fake mustache.
He's got some Groucho Marx glasses.
Yeah, so I had my fine cover identity on already, and now I'm just getting rid of it.
Okay. So that'll bump you up from limited to standard, I think.
Okay.
Because she can still see you take the disguise off, but if you
I can wait. I can wait till I turn a corner.
no,
or
that's what I'm
something,
saying.
but yeah.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like as soon as you break eye line with her, you should be able to do that, but you still gotta,
Okay. I'll go ahead and push myself because.
Luckily, there's a phone booth. You can jump into your spandex.
right.
Mhm.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. I'm guessing there's no way to re-roll that.
Nope.
Oh.
There is no such thing as reroll. That's actually why you're looking for bonus dice and stuff, because once those dice are on the table, it is too late. Now, you can always resist whatever I tell you.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's probably not going to be good.
With 111, yeah.
Yeah, and it was already risky, so, She yells, police! and there was one blue coat who was making his way that way because a cart just recently lost its wheel.
Right.
And so, he's in the area.
Okay.
And so she yells that, and he looks directly at the two of you and starts coming your way.
Okay.
Now, you can choose to resist that, like I said, or anybody else. Edlin, Timothy, you want to jump in and try something? Or
So what section of town is this?
This is the docks.
Is it? Oh, we're in the docks now. I thought we
Yeah.
got to the docks. What kind of businesses?
So, all right, this street is actually, you
I
were...
got my fake mustache halfway off.
Right,
Like,
right. But if he's not wearing his glasses, how can he see?
right. Exactly.
Well, no, I'm not Captain Amazing. Why would you think that?
I'm just messing with you.
Right. So, okay, this is Ink Lane, pretty much, because that's where you guys were, following the ink rakes from. So there's a lot of newspapers along these roads, which, of course, printing presses, that sort of thing. It's a terrible sour paper smell.
Does there happen to be like a bookstore?
Sure. A bookstore.
That's actually what I've been in, watching this, but also looking through the books.
Okay.
So this is what I do. A lot of paper around here, right?
Yeah.
I pay for this book of poetry I just found.
Uh-huh.
I put it in my pocket, walk out. I am going to grab this lantern that I just bought with my items.
Okay.
As I'm walking by one of the carts, I smash the lantern into the paper in the cart.
Okay. That sounds kind of like Wreck to me. Maybe Tinker.
I'm fine with Wreck.
Wreck. Yeah. Because
Come
you
on,
are just
these
basically...
are also I'm also a saboteur.
Yeah, I mean, you're just trying to cause chaos, really, so that Vaughn can get away. Makes sense.
Vaughn's staggering incompetence in that role, doesn't
No, again, it's not incompetence. It's the fact that there was a cop right there.
That was just bad luck.
Right.
Bad luck.
There was a cop.
That roll
right.
almost physically hurt me.
It was.
It was painful.
It was not a good roll.
Touch me in the bad place.
I'm thinking this is risky. Can't decide if it's limited or standard, though. I'm going to say limited.
It is limited.
Yeah. My thinking there is just it will take a bit for the paper to start going, and it's just maybe not enough time to distract. Like, it will eventually distract him if there's a fire, but it may not happen quick enough.
Well, I'm relying on the paper.
Right,
burn.
right.
What is the devil's bargain? What was the cost of push?
It's 2 stress to push.
Push yourself as 2.
The devil's
The
devil's bargain will be you get oil on yourself and catch yourself on fire.
I'm gonna just push.
Okay. Now, I mean, it'll be one that it'll be like level 1 harm. You can quickly get it out, but
So it's 2 stress for 1 dice.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Or someone can help you, assist you, and it's 1 stress for them.
Right.
5 and a 3.
Not bad.
5's good.
Got a 5. Okay. Well, you definitely do start that fire. The real question. Okay. All right. Yeah. So you definitely do start that fire. It starts smoking and going out pretty quickly. The issue is that the cart owner sees you do all that. He's like, "Hey."
It was supposed to be so easy.
I looked at him. I saw a rat. I have absolutely no resolve skills, so I have no kind of.
Well, of course you saw a rat. There are rats everywhere. The fuck?
It slipped.
It slipped.
And a couple. I mean, he obviously immediately goes back to put it out, and a couple other people are around and like, oh, and they start helping. He's just looking at you, and he's kind of looking around, looking for blue coats. He's like, this guy just tried to catch my cart on fire.
So then, quick flashback.
Okay.
Before I came in here, started this, like the various paperworks and stuff like that I've been studying from Colburn.
Mm-hmm.
I've been making my own copies and versions of it.
Okay.
Writing it down. I take like a couple of the pages that are interesting, that had a couple useful informations.
Okay.
Like maybe like he was hunting him, and that he was hunting him, and he was hired by someone, but not who that person is.
Not who that person is. What do you mean?
Yes, just that it, just like mentioned that he has been hired to do it, but not any of the papers that actually say the name of the person that hired him.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
I take the paper, fold it into the book of poetry I just bought, and walk up to Laura. Laura.
Okay, so hold on. Your flashback was to remember to bring the papers with you.
Yes.
Okay, so that's a 0 stress because I would assume that you are making notes anyway because you're doing that long-term project. So that makes sense. However, you can't really walk up to her because there is now sort of like a crowd around you. Like, you're getting a little belligerent where they're like, what the fuck were you think you're doing? Starting a fire. That's dangerous. There's so much paper in this street. Like, you can't really get through. They're kind of paying attention to you. Vond.
Yes.
There's a blue coat.
What would resisting be?
So, I mean, it's basically how you would describe her not calling for the blue coat.
Okay.
Because that's really what happened was she, was able to get his attention.
Okay.
And he came over. Now that could be lots of different ways to do that, but basically you just need to stop her from alerting him.
Okay.
Unless Timothy has an awesome idea that he can jump in with. I don't know.
Well, Timothy's breaking a wagon wheel, right?
Well, he did that earlier, and that's sort of what drew the blue coats over. Whoops.
Okay.
But
could you yell fire at the same time?
I mean, there is a fire.
Yeah. I'll just yell fire and point like at the same time, just try to like overpower her voice, basically.
Okay, so you are resisting then?
I am resisting.
Okay.
Yes.
What would that be? It kind of sounds like command.
Let's see.
I
just know that I don't have that.
Just to have, a loud enough presence that people pay attention to you, other than the poor blonde girl.
Right. Sounds good.
Command it is, huh?
Command. makes the most sense.
Okay. Assistance from anybody?
I
If anyone
would,
could
but-
just, yeah.
Well, there is a
Distract-
fire.
Distract her, relay would be fine.
Fire!
Actually, this is a resistance roll, right?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll just hope for the best then.
I mean,
I'll
basically.
yell fire with you.
Well, I mean, okay. So with a resistance roll, it automatically works. It's just how much stress
okay.
you're going to take from it,
Oh,
and that's what your roll is determining.
gotcha.
I mean, it works. Like you yell louder than she does. Like,
Is it risky?
it's not anything if you hit the if you just click the attribute that you're using.
Oh, okay.
So because it's command, it would be resolve. It's whatever that attribute's under,
Okay.
essentially. So yeah, you just click on resolve and it should do it.
Okay.
Nice. No stress.
Sweet. Sweet.
Okay, so yeah, you yell over her. You yell fire. The blue coat does not look at her while she is yelling thief. He looks over at the cart that is apparently on fire and starts making his way over there. There's a bit of a crowd already sort of gathered over there.
Okay.
So basically, you resisted your way into more trouble for Edlund.
Yes. I didn't know he started the fire. I just saw it.
Right. So yeah, you do. The blue coat does not come over. Now, I mean, she is still, looking right at you. You stole my money.
I will continue away.
Gonna try to sneak again.
Yeah, it can't go worse than last time. So
Right. All right. So you've sort of fouled up your disguise, though.
yep.
Like you don't necessarily, unless you've got another fine disguise.
No, it's ruined. It's fine. I actually should have gotten 2 dice for that because it was fine.
No, it doesn't give you extra dice. It just improves your effect.
Oh, okay.
Which
That's right.
yeah,
That's right.
which I actually accounted.
Triple ones, it wouldn't matter.
I actually accounted for that because it was at standard instead of limited, I think.
Okay.
But it wasn't good.
All right. We'll just try to get away. Try to get away.
All right. At this point, it's going to be desperate.
Sounds good. That's where I make my money.
Right.
Desperate. Okay.
And I think
I'm
probably.
gonna push myself.
Let's see. Last time I said it was limited. But I do think you've caused probably enough of a distraction. Or, I mean, Edlund has at this
Okay.
point. So it's probably standard
Okay.
for you to get away. It won't be for Edlund, but.
A 6. There we go.
Why is my thing not going? Okay. Yeah, and don't forget your XP too
Yes.
for the desperate action. So yeah, you succeed. You manage to get away into the crowd. She is still obviously, looking for you and is like, "Hey, that guy stole my money." But yeah. Meanwhile, Edlund, blue coats have now made their way. Well, a blue coat has made his way over to you. So I hear you're like starting fires.
Not particularly.
With the cold, dead eyes.
Well, why'd you go starting this fire here, huh? Huh? Wait a minute, take you down to the station? Knock some sense into you? Is that what I need to do?
Darn it. Okay, this is kind of maybe
Ugh.
flashback, but only if it works.
Okay.
As in, I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
So use the knowledge, the general player knowledge.
Uh-huh.
Can I possibly have got the names of the internal investigation people that is after?
LaRose.
LaRose?
Yes.
Yes, probably. You want a name drop?
Seems fairly likely.
Yes.
Okay. So as a
Good answer.
as a flashback, I'm thinking probably 1 stress. That's primarily because Timothy actually talked to LaRose, so he would have actually found it out, and you would have had to talk with him about that. But you can get the names easily enough. Now, whether it's enough to make a difference, that's in the here and now.
Okay. I look at him. Yes, it's a time for my report too. Anyway.
Okay. Okay. That sounds like Sway.
I was afraid of that.
I've made 2 rolls. I had nothing in today.
I don't think it's desperate though. It's probably risky.
Okay.
Earlier, I know I was saying it was desperate, but at this point, I don't think it is.
Hasn't escalated to that point yet.
Well, here's the thing: the blue coats are corrupt, so really, all you got to do is slip him a little money, and he'll probably go away. So, like, you throw a name at him, and he's gonna be like, "I don't fucking care how much money you got on you." So, he's not gonna be like, "Oh no," or "How dare you name drop him." So, yeah, desperate. I mean, not desperate, risky, and standard. Yeah, risky standard.
Okay. What is the devil's bargain? Can I suggest one?
Yeah, absolutely.
The devil's bargain is I pull out my paperwork, have money in it, hand him that paperwork.
That's not a devil's bargain.
Well, I'm paying him off. So I'm
No,
using
right,
my
but it's something
money.
bad that would happen. Now, I would tell you the devil's bargain for that could be that he goes ahead and takes your money regardless of what you roll. I mean, that's a devil's bargain. The other one I was thinking was that he goes and tells the internal investigator later that someone was name dropping him. But honestly, either of those would work, I think.
I'm going to go ahead and get just a bonus dice and spend 2 stress.
Okay, no devil's bargains.
No.
I need 1 more stress. I forgot my 5 rule.
Let's see.
Well, it's not over yet. You still got to convince the...
Nope.
Dockers.
That's really bad.
Wow, you rolled a 1.
Ooh. Did you roll like I did? Because that was
He did.
atrocious.
He rolled a 1. He only rolled 1 die, though, so...
The odds were not nearly as bad.
Nope. So...
Of it happening. It's funny. We broke into a house, killed like 4 people and a master assassin, and picked up 12 coin. Relatively no problem. We can't even pick up like a coin purse off this chick.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
all kinds
April
of
O'Neil and
issues.
Barney Fife have us dead to rights.
Right, exactly.
So I think the big difference here is that in that particular instance, there were 2 rolls that you failed, like all night. Like you only failed 2 rolls.
Yeah.
You failed a lot more rolls this evening.
Oh yes.
Yes. So Chris, yeah. Wow. You got risky, huh? So, all right, yeah. He's like, all right, come on, we're going in. And he, pulls out his handcuffs and starts cuffing you.
So, can I just give him the coin now?
You could. No, it's too late for that. Now, you can always resist the fact that he is arresting you.
No.
But yeah, he's going to take you to jail.
Okay.
So you're going to get carted off? You don't want to resist it?
I have no ability to resist that.
You do have the ability to resist it. You just got to think of something.
I shouted fire. That's how I resisted being arrested, basically.
Yeah. Now I don't exactly know how you would resist that, but I mean it's possible. Okay. So yeah, he will take you to jail for burning a cart. How dare you?
Rude.
Indeed. I'm some kind of monster person. My worst crime.
Now,
yes, clearly.
Right. Now, I was going to tell you, I mean, this is a minor crime. Again, like, he's going to take you down to the station. They're going to rough you up a little bit. You're going to give him a coin, and he's going to say, let this be a lesson to you. So it's not like you're going to jail and shit. It's just you're going to be waylaid a few hours down at the station.
Sweet.
So I will actually stop there before we get to the next part of this score. Just because that seems like a pretty decent break. You'll have to go talk to the.
Where's Edlund?
So I went to jail to
right
cover
behind us.
to cover your fuck up.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. So, if you guys want to do XP real quick, and then we'll.
Like I said, where's Edlund?
We'll call it for the evening. Danny, would you like to go first?
Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Every time you roll a desperate action, I didn't roll any desperate actions.
Okay.
Let's see. Anytime you address a challenge with deception or influence, would the card count as deception?
I think it does.
Okay.
And I was gonna say there was another time that you did too, but I'm not thinking of it. No, I guess the rest of the time you mostly talked to contacts and things, didn't you?
I think so.
Well, okay,
Yeah.
no, hold on. Let's think about this. You did when you reduced heat, you basically like blamed it on other people.
Does
Yeah, that's
downtime
true.
count?
So I mean that. What were you saying, Shane?
Does downtime count?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sweet.
I mean, you did stuff, right? I mean, we were role playing, so.
Yep.
Okay.
I just wasn't sure if that.
Yeah.
was
No.
the same.
Yeah. I mean, like XP is per session, but like the whole, finish a score, get money, like that's more per job, which could be multiple sessions. Just sort of depends. But yeah,
Okay.
it's anything you did, during the session. So yeah, that
Okay.
sounds like 2 to me for that one.
Okay. Let's see. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Didn't go into that any.
I can't think of any.
No.
Okay.
If I had schmoozed the female reporter up with my dagger, I'll what you call it?
Your dagger isle charm.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't. Oh well. Let's see. You struggle with issues from your vice or
Or traumas.
trauma. Yeah.
Did
How
you?
does one accumulate trauma?
Once your stress fills up,
Uh-huh.
you get a trauma.
Okay.
And they're up at the top of the character sheet, actually, the ones you can choose from, next to the trauma
Ooh,
section.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
want trauma. Give us trauma.
It's up to you. You got to stress out.
I think
Sure.
that's it.
True.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you didn't indulge your vice this session, did you?
I did not. No.
Yeah. Okay. It's tough to get experience for the
Well,
thing you didn't do.
I only had 3 on the dice, so
Yeah.
You would have overindulged for sure.
Yeah.
Most likely.
It could have been bad. Sure.
We all did.
Right.
And we had.
All right, Shane,
Okay.
you took your XP for your desperate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I took my 1 desperate roll. So I tracked down the elder.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also tracked down the dock workers to find who they're getting paid by.
That's true.
So that was a completely separate instance of that.
Yeah. So that sounds like 2. You did it multiple
I did not
times.
use any. I did not use any violence though. There was no violence today. Express your beliefs, drives, heritages, or background. So what I'm trying to play up with Vaughn is that he grew up dirt poor,
Mm-hmm.
and is trying to act like that never happened.
Okay.
So he wants to be, as close to noble as possible. So like that's why he wants the water clocks and why he, tries to wear his nicest clothes. He's going to try to get nicer clothes. He wants to be a better station.
Okay.
So I don't know if that would count or not. That's kind of what.
Well,
I've been playing him like.
what particular instance are you talking about that would be that?
So like when I went to the Maestro, and when I went to meet with Vestris.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I was gonna say something, but then I changed my mind. So yeah.
Okay. I'll take 1.
Okay.
And then struggle with the issues from my vice or traumas during the session. Only if you consider the overindulging.
I mean, I think that's the definition of struggle with issues.
Yeah, that's pretty
So-
much what happened right there. So I'll take my 1
Yeah.
for that.
Okay. Then Chris,
Okay, I had no desperate
I can put those
actions.
anywhere, right?
you can put those anywhere. Yeah. The
Okay.
desperate ones have to go in the attribute, but the rest of it can go anywhere.
Okay.
Did you
So I
roll any
had no
desperate
desperate-
actions, Chris? No. Okay.
Now address a challenge with technical skill or mayhem.
Okay.
So I think the fire counts.
I mean, you did get carted off to jail. That sounds to me like mayhem.
But I'm trying to think of before that if there was any technical things I did. I know I made a couple rolls, but
The only thing I can think would be interpreting the notes, but that's kind of up to you to determine whether did that take technical skill.
I'm going to say yes because that is actually his thing,
Okay.
is reading and knowledge and
Okay.
technical. So that's 2.
Yeah.
You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Well, I specifically made sure I was in a bookstore because character loves the books and father's a bookbinder.
Okay.
So he tries to keep knowledge. He was going to try to use the book, but that failed and he got carted off jail to cover somebody else's mistake.
Yeah, makes sense. You don't necessarily have to succeed at expressing your beliefs. It's just, did you do it? But yeah, I mean, I think that counts. Sure.
So that's 3. And struggle with the issues from your vice or trauma. Well, I was trying to find a body. I'm going to say I struggled, even though the roll up didn't even mean nothing.
I mean, you overindulged, so I mean, yeah.
So that's 4.
Yep.
So that actually marks out all of my playbook advancements.
Okay. So yeah, you get a new ability.
I am taking Alchemist.
Okay.
And then those all go away, I assume.
Yeah, just clear out your box. If you hit that little X button next to
I got it,
little
yeah.
things, yeah, it'll clear it out for you. And then for crew, Did you execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft operation?
Yes. We stole something.
You did steal something. It's still part of the same.
So I don't know if you want to give experience for that or not.
I mean,
'Cause we stole something. That part is done.
that part is definitely done.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to like try to remember next time that I owe you an XP from that. So just
Okay.
take it now.
Okay.
I think 2 people just marked it.
Oh no, we were at 4 already.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
The ink rakes are level 2, tier 2 guild, aren't they?
The ink rakes are level 2. The dock workers are also level 2 or tier 2.
Okay.
And I think every single NPC you talked to was higher tier than you also this evening. Like
So I think
for
we did that all
everybody.
So can we get 2 XP for that?
It kind of sounds like it.
That's all we did was talk to people who could kick our butts, tier wise. Bolster the crew's reputation or develop a new one. I don't know that we did that this time. Like we started to lay the groundwork for that, I think.
Dreadful incompetence.
Again, it's not incompetence. It's just not bad planning, really. It's just bad circumstance. There were blue coats.
We
standing
also
around.
made, inquiries with some higher ups and whatnot. So
yeah.
I mean, you guys are ambitious. It definitely sounds like you're aiming towards that, trying to get contacts in the church and with Lord Pendrin. But
yeah,
you're not there yet,
no, not bolstering reputation,
right? So,
But I do think we expressed the goals, drives, inner conflicts, or essential nature of the crew.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if that's worth 1 or 2. If anybody can think
Well,
of
let's
any
see.
other instances.
So I don't know.
Would going after the informants drive towards goals or drives?
I think it would.
I mean, it's up to you guys. Do you feel like that? Like, what is the goal for getting the informants?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the goal for getting the informants is to expand our network so that we can
To make us more formidable.
To find good places to rob.
get earlier wind of lucrative contracts or places to rob,
Uh-huh.
and then expand our
Yeah.
holdings,
I mean, it definitely.
which is
It sounds to me like the informants is along the same lines as like Penderin and the church. It's just expanding your network
basically
of contacts, kind of. The informants aren't necessarily NPCs, but I mean, it is a expanding your network kind of thing.
right,
So,
which is what we spent most of our downtime doing.
right. So that sounds.
Was that 2 worth or 1
It
worth?
sounds like 2 to me.
Okay, I would agree. Which makes our crew advance.
Okay. So, crew advancement, you can just clear that out, and then you can either take a special ability or 2 upgrades.
What do you guys think?
Oh, also, when you advance, each PC gets something. +2 stash. +1 per tier.
Stash.
You're tier 0,
Nice.
so you
Okay,
just
so
get
2.
you just get 2 stash on your character.
What's stash?
That's the money in the bank.
Oh, okay.
It's right below coin.
Yes. Check.
And that's just the crew, from all these jobs that you've been doing. It just pays you out every once in a while.
Oh, speaking
Okay.
of payout, what? How many coin did was the reporter carry?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. Since I just stole it.
I'm gonna say 1.
Okay.
Okay.
They're just informants. Like they just give them hot tips, so it's not necessarily a lot of money necessarily.
Okay.
But yeah, that is a good point. You now have 1 extra coin
Yep.
Woohoo.
that you stole from an innocent reporter. Oh,
Yeah.
dear Abby is going to be fierce tomorrow.
So I don't know about innocent, but
So yeah, you guys, new ability or
The abilities are awesome. We could take Slippery, which would help us with our entanglements, because you roll twice to keep the one you want, and you reduce and you get an extra die when you reduce heat on the crew.
And I'm really also liking everyone steals.
Everyone steals is awesome.
Yeah.
it is pretty cool.
I think those two are my favorite. Although Patron would be interesting as well.
So it was everyone steals, or what was the other one you said?
Slippery.
Slippery. Okay. Yeah, those are both pretty good. As far as like upgrades, the thief
There are some
rigging
good
is
upgrades.
pretty cool.
2 free load of tool or gear. Yeah, that's true.
That would have been real helpful, like in this particular case, when you have
Right.
to be out in public. Essentially, I mean, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
that's extra shit you can carry. Cohorts is
I
also interesting.
Elite Rooks or Skulks would both be good for 1.
You actually don't. I don't think that actually gives you the cohort. It just makes the cohort elite.
Oh, okay,
So you have to
get the
have a cohort
otherwise,
first.
and then it makes them elite.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a cohort actually costs 2 upgrades.
I don't think we need a cohort yet.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's
It would be a weird upgrade for us at this point.
it felt a little early to me too. I was just pointing out they are cool.
We could get a boat.
You could get a boat. Workshop is
Or do secure, like beef up the defenses on our bakery.
nobody's jumping at upgrades, so it sort of feels to me like it's an ability.
I do like the upgrades. Like the quality makes them all fine, right?
Yeah,
We could get Danger Boat.
you could get Danger Boat. Have you heard his
So
new
like
remix?
Mm-hmm.
We could give ourselves like fine gear or tools or whatever too.
Mhm.
That'd be handy. Everyone steals is hot though.
We could get quality documents.
As a Slippery, yeah, we could. We found a good forger.
Right. All
He works
these,
for bread.
all these money plates fell off the back of a truck now.
Yeah, it's weird. They fell off the truck and we found documents on the truck. I don't know.
Right. So I don't know. We can decide in between sessions if you guys want, or we could do
Okay.
it now.
Do you guys have an opinion on abilities? Is more is sexier.
I mean,
I think this one, let's get at least one ability before we start focusing on the other things.
Yeah.
And does anyone have a strong opinion between Everyone Steals and Slippery? Those are the two best ones to me.
What does the
At this
Slippery
point.
do again?
When he rolls entanglements, so like see what kind of problems we run into off screen. He rolls twice and we get the better one. And then whenever we reduce heat, we get an extra die.
it's actually not what it says. It says you keep the one you want.
Right.
And since I'm the one rolling, I'm going to choose the worst one.
All right. Well, let's not take that.
But it also reduces. I mean, it helps you reduce heat too. So, I mean, what I heard was a couple people say everyone steals. Sounded cool, but
I think getting those bonus on those 3 dice would be helpful.
on those 3 different skills. Well, okay. So each person, if you take everyone steals, each person picks one of those
They pick
skills,
one.
and you get an extra point in prowl, finesse, or tinker if you take that one.
Everybody hurts. All right. Let's just say Everyone Steals.
All right.
You okay with that, Danny?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So everybody, prowl, finesse, or tinker, add a dot.
I'm gonna go Prowl.
So I got a question.
Also,
If I
someone
put it
remind
in-
me to tell Jim that.
If you put it in like finesse, but you don't have finesse, would it count as a prowl of 4? Or,
Okay,
I'm sorry,
so max of 3. first of all.
Yes.
What were you
There's a
saying?
max. I have nothing in there.
So,
So I have no ranking in finesse.
okay.
If I take it in finesse,
Uh-huh.
do I then have a ranking 1, meaning my prowess is 4?
Yep. Yep. Which is the highest you can possibly have.
Well, no, he's talking about the overall stat.
No, right, prowess, which is the highest you can
Okay.
have, 4.
Oh, 4. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Because there's only 4 skills under it, so.
Yes. I might take finesse. Like, after this, I learned how to pick pockets better.
You made that horrible error, and now you're like, oh, okay.
I need to know how to do this.
It actually wasn't that you made an error. It was just that she was kind
She
of
looked
she
through
was
her bag.
she was nervous because she was carrying that much money, and so obviously,
So, by the way, should I learn to make Black Lotus or Spark?
Well, your favorite's Black Lotus, right? What's Spark?
A measure of raw ectoplasm blended with seawater. The user feels empowered and emits mild electrical energy.
do you prefer heroin or cocaine? Is really the
I've been a Coke kind of guy, but
That.
see. I'm more of a heroin guy. I mean,
The coma like stupor and visions is
Visions is
handy.
we has visions is.
Yeah, dosing people with Spark would just make them feel empowered. I feel that's useless for this thing, not for drug use.
Could get myself a 3rd dot in prowl though, which would be really nasty. 3 dice without any help.
yep, it is pretty cool. All right, but I think that ends us for the evening. We'll just figure out where to put the points, and we'll pick up in 2 weeks.
Alrighty.
Nice.
So,
Cool.
bye.
Sweet. See you, people.
Bye, guys.
Bye.